Number 32. Owen's house is 12 blocks from the library and 8 blocks from the school. The library is 9 blocks from the school. What is the approximate measure to the nearest degree of the angles between the path from Owen's house to the library and the path from Owen's house to the school? And we're given this diagram here. So considering that all blocks are equal in length, we have this set up and we got to find this angle. Now, I do not have a right triangle. It does not tell me this is a right angle. And then you could try Pythagorean theorem to see if it's a right angle by saying, does 8 squared plus 9 squared, will that equal 12 squared? And you see how these do not equal each other? If we do the Pythagorean theorem, it likely not give us the right answer if we tried to do psi y cos x tangent is y over x to find this angle. So instead, what I'm going to use is I'm going to use the law of cosines. Now, the law of cosines can find an angle even when you don't have any angles to start with, just by using side lengths. So I'm going to copy down this formula, which just says the law of cosine says that a squared plus equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc times the cosine of a. And we plug in values. We just got to label this. Let's say this is angle A, this is angle B, and we'll say this is angle C, which means side length A is 9 squared. 9 squared will equal our b squared, which would be 8 squared, and our c is 12, so we'd have 12 squared, minus 2 times 8 times 12 times the cosine of angle A. At this stage, if you wanted to, you could insolve that, but I want to continue on. How would you do it if you could not insolve? Well, you would first subtract these over, so I'd have 9 squared minus 8 squared minus 12 squared equals negative 2 times 8 times 12 times the cosine of A. And now to get cos by itself, I would divide by this negative 2 times 8 times 12. And so all this would get divided by that, negative 2 times 8 times 12. And then the last step, how would you get cosine, or how would you break cosine from angle A? Is you do the inverse of cosine. So if you want to type all this in the calculator, you would do cosine inverse of 9 squared minus 8 squared minus 12 squared all over negative 2 times 8 times 12. Now again, we could have insolved this from the start. That's how you would type it in. So let's go to our calculator, and we'll do cos inverse. And we have a fraction here. It was 9 squared minus 8 squared minus 12 squared all over negative 2 times 8 times 12. Hit enter. I'm in degree mode, so it gives me 48.5888 degrees. Now again, if we wanted to from the start, I remember I kept saying you could insolve. The way you do that is menu 3, 1. And you would type in that equation as we had it originally, which was 9 squared equals 8 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times b, which was 8, times c, which was 12, times the cosine of angle A, which we did not know what it was, so I would just do an A, put a degree symbol, and I would do comma A. And I think I need to have a multiplication right here, maybe not, but just to make sure, I'm going to hit that. And I made one mistake here. This A needs to be inside the insolve parentheses, so I'm going to go right here with it. Now when I hit enter, I get the same answer. So we could have done it either way. If you would have tried, by the way, so it says to the nearest degree, so I'm getting 49 degrees as our answer to the nearest degree. 49. And so I'll go ahead and put the answer in. But if you wanted to try to use, pretend like this was a right angle, let's see what we would have got. Let's say we would have used tangent, which would be y over x. You would have had to pretend this is your right angle. And so you would have said that tangent of theta would equal 9 over, whoops, instead of y over x, 9 over 8. And so we do inverse tangent of 9 over 8. Let's check that value real quick. So if we went inverse tangent of 9 over 8, you can see that this is 48 degrees, and so it would have given us the wrong answer. And so this is not the way of doing it, because that would have given us 48.3, and that is not accurate. So anyways, that's the proper way of doing this would be law of cosines.